Life of Visions, English version of Bengali Shapno Jibon by Sri Sri Annada Thakur, founder of Adyapit Dakshineshwar Ramakrishna Sangho. Foreword. Needless it is to write any introduction to Shapno Jibon of Venerable Annada Thakur or give an account of it. He himself was a saint. Long ago I had the good fortune to be acquainted with him. On one occasion, my intimate friend, the scholarly Jamindar late Rashbihari Mukhopadhyay of Uttarpara, came to me with Srimad Annada Thakur. Then he handed over to me a few books of MSS for perusal and remarked that not a single statement recorded therein belongs to Annada Thakur. He has recorded whatever Sri Sri Ramakrishna Dev has said to him in dreams. I was deep into the MSS at places and was charmed with their perusal. But to my great misfortune, I could not make any arrangement at that time for bringing before the public those invaluable records. But truth will be out. It cannot remain hidden. In course of time, those precious jewels were published in the form of a book bearing the title Ramakrishna Manak Shiksha, and within a short time the name of Srimad Annada Thakur became well known. Thereafter, I have had the good fortune of coming in contact with Annada Thakur at various places and on various occasions. Yet I was never bold enough to put to him any question regarding his life of visions. I suppose many others also had not the same boldness as I had not. On the other hand, many contradictory statements were heard about him. That's why Thakur Mahasaya, after such a long time, has narrated in simple style the miracles of his life of visions. Theists, atheists, believers, skeptics, and agnostics, all kinds of persons exist in the world. They may look upon this life of visions from any angle of vision. This will have no effect, good or evil, whatsoever, on either Annada Thakur or on the person, Sri Sri Ramakrishna Dev, who guided his life on earth. For they are too exalted to be affected by opinions. But there is no doubt that those who recognize and believe in divine command will gather fresh strength by the perusal of the book. My only prayer to the Divine Mother Adya Shakti is that the object of the publication of this book may be fulfilled. This is written by Jaladhar Sen Rai Bahadur, the late great literator of Bengal. It was in the month of Chaitra. The time was about 1:30 in the afternoon. I was listening to a friend reading out to me from a biography of the Rani of Jhansi, written by Ganesh Deuskar. I was listening with rapt attention when a sannyasin with a pair of tongs in hand came to the door of the house. He was tolerably handsome. A piece of namabuli, which means a piece of cloth on which were imprinted many and various names of God, was tied round his head and his body was wrapped in a blanket. I cannot exactly remember whether he had any kamandulu, which means a sadhu's water jug, in his hand. Casting a fixed gaze on us for a while, the sannyasin addressed me in Hindi. Sir, please give me a coin to buy ganja, which means hemp, for smoking. He repeated his prayer as many as 3 times. But we did not pay any heed to him, as the part of the book that was being read out was very interesting. However, the sannyasin looked at me again and said, smiling, "You are 3 brothers and have a couple of sisters, isn't it?" Hearing this, I was a bit astonished because what he had said was true. But I thought within myself that this was nothing but Western science of astrology, with which many are familiar nowadays. He then went on mentioning correctly in quick succession the date, the day of the week, the lunar position, the ascending star, the sign of the zodiac, and the exact time of my birth, adding that my parents were still alive. I was not the least impressed through I listened to all he said. Then he said, "Don't take fish on Sundays and don't marry within 2 years." I only laughed, for at that time I was not at all taking fish, and further I had resolved not to marry at all in my life. My friend was so absorbed in reading the book that the sannyasin could not attract his notice even for once. But perhaps something of his talk had reached my friend's ears, for no sooner had the sannyasin gone away disappointed than my friend, completing his readings, gave me a 2 anna bead and said, "Friend, please go and hand it over to the sannyasi." Though my friend was not so well off, yet he became generous at the moment under the influence of the book. That's why sages say that study of good books lead the higher knowledge and devotion. With the 2 anna bead in my hand, I looked about for a few minutes. To my great surprise, I could find no trace of the sannyasin, even though I went up to a distance this way and that. A doubt crossed my mind that the sannyasin might be an honest person, a saint in disguise. What proof was there that he was not God himself in disguise? Repeatedly cursing myself in self-disparagement, I returned to my friend. With the money, sweets were bought and eaten. For the time being, I forgot all about the incident. The next day, I'll read the chapter in which the writer decides to study Ayurvedic medicine and is advised to get admitted in a new Ayurvedic college and appear at a scholarship examination for a stipend. Thank you all.